Good afternoon, everyone. Starting off, I have a short question for you all. Do you sometimes feel like you're not a real expert at anything? Well, I certainly do. I constantly ask myself, what can I do in the future where I can actually stand out? And to be honest, I have no clue yet. I often feel as if I have a broad interdisciplinary knowledge and a great interest in many things, but no specialization and no expertise. And I also get this impression from the outside, from my close environment, to my coaches, superiors, teachers, and a society that jumps into us to specialize. It's important to focus on just one thing to be successful, they always say. Even as a child, I was told that instead of having many interests in playing tennis and football, or soccer as the Americans say, as well as pursuing other hobbies, I should focus on just one sport to be good enough for a scholarship or anything meaningful to do with it. And although I resisted that pressure and continued with several hobbies for a long time, at the age of 13, I was essentially required by the German Tennis Association to give up all my other hobbies and sports to continue competing on a high level. And I've already experienced something similar in my professional life. During my first work experience in consulting in Germany last year, I initially fell out of place without any specialization or expertise. I was surrounded by master's graduates in electrical engineering and doctorates in technical disciplines. Without any technical background, I asked myself pretty much all the time during the beginning, Anthea, what are you even doing here? You definitely don't have the sufficient knowledge to do a good job at all. One of my colleagues, Felix, even said, Anthea, don't worry too much about it. You're just an all-rounder. I mean, that's at least what the Americans really like, right? Well, thank you for that one, Felix. At first, I thought that was kind of an insult. I understood it as if he was telling me, we're in Germany right now, and your way of doing things doesn't fit in here at all. But later I understood that he actually meant that as a compliment. Because today I know my versatility and all-rounder mentality is my strength. Being an all-rounder enables doors, gives you a more growth mindset, and refutes the assumption that only specialization leads to success. Some research I've gathered for you today shows that first, versatility promotes resilience and a resilient mindset. All-rounders are set to learn better from failures because they can draw on diverse experiences. The consultancy McKinsey & Company says that all-rounders are 15% more likely to reach leadership positions because they can deal with uncertainty. And dealing with uncertainty gives you this resilient mindset. Second, being an all-rounder enables you to build a broader professional network and social skill set. An MIT study states that all-rounders build loose connections across industries that open up more career opportunities. And third, all-rounders learn to adapt and deal with new and unexpected situations. This plays a crucial role not only in terms of, well, our current job market, but also in terms of creativity and innovation. According to LinkedIn Global Talent Trends report, 72% of employers value adaptability over narrow expertise, especially in dynamic industries like tech and consulting. Forbes emphasizes that generalists promote innovation by connecting ideas, and the World Economic Forum's Future of Jobs report also ranks adaptability and creativity among the top skills for 2030. I would say that I can confirm these claims through my personal experiences and observations. Many situations, especially my time here in Menlo, with 2 sports, several club leaderships, and 2 majors have set me up well with some of these skills, forcing me to switch back and forth between situations quickly and giving me this resilient mindset. And that is probably what my colleague Felix meant when he said, Anthea, you're an all-rounder, and that's what the Americans like so much. But if you think about it, it's not only the Americans, but also Germans, or often actually senior-level individuals who particularly like this trait. And that is exactly the type of people we would like to network with, isn't it? So far, this all-rounder skill has made it much easier for me to personally build up and maintain my network. For example, often been the only female who was able to have a say in pretty much every sport during her lunch break at work, with all her male and mostly senior level colleagues, or the only female who played in the football round of the Düsseldorf consultancies every week. So, as mentioned at the beginning, I would have focused only on tennis early on in my childhood, which was kind of expected for me. And if I hadn't joined the Menlo women's soccer team, on top of competing in tennis, none of this would have been possible. So through my all-rounder mentality, I've already made various connections to all kinds of partners from different management consultancies in my hometown of Düsseldorf, Germany. And in the US, I felt the same way so far. I'm also interested in many things, and that has really paid off. Some senior level individuals I sometimes play tennis with have often told me that they really enjoy talking to me because they can have such versatile conversations. Thus, I create the necessary basis here as well to make long-lasting and not just superficial connections that will be meaningful for me and useful in the future. And let's be honest, me playing tennis with somebody once in a while isn't a lot of effort and a pretty loose connection like the MIT study I mentioned earlier, isn't it? And as previously touched on also, not only in terms of how you get your dream job, but also how you do your job later, the all-rounder skill is valuable. Because all-rounders are becoming more and more in demand, especially in fields of management, project management, or other type of management. And once you make it to the management level, you'll notice that well-rounded leaders enjoy more trust from their stakeholders, as Forbes claims. So, beyond the obvious, not only specialization in one direction is the way to success. The Harvard Business Review describes being an all-rounder as a T, deeply enough informed in one thing, but otherwise broad in knowledge and skills. I've internalized this T-shaped construct since I've read about it, and I've since applied it to my personal skills and interests, and I would encourage you to do the same. So after all of this, some of you might ask yourselves, why is all of what I'm talking about even relevant to you? Well, because of this funny and interesting new technology breakthrough called AI. Recently, we've heard more and more about how artificial intelligence is already reshaping the job market by automating routine tasks and shrinking entry-level roles. McKinsey & Company says that by as early as 2030, about a third of all the work hours or workload worldwide will be performed by generative AI. And according to a Stanford study of Q3 2025, recent graduates and Gen Z professionals are the most exposed to automation and are already significantly affected. As a Gen Z and a recent graduate, these are very concerning news for me, and perhaps also for some of you. But I can reassure you, the all-rounder skill comes into play here as well. Because research and expert voices increasingly highlight that blending broad interdisciplinary knowledge with AI fluency will make you less replaceable. These tech leaders and studies also say that at the age of AI, those are favored who can connect the dots across disciplines, which makes generalists not only resilient, but crucial in driving the future of work. So, to sum it up again at the end of my talk, we've established that an all-rounder mentality, the ability to adapt, network, innovate, and create resilience can benefit you a lot and serve your careers. So I would like to ask you a couple questions. What new skill could you try today that would broaden your personal and social skill set? Is there a certain additional sport or hobby you could try out? Or would it be possible for you to join a new club? Is there something you can immediately think of that would give you this broad interdisciplinary knowledge and education? And if you just thought about something, I would now like to ask you how you can actually put that into practice and how you can connect it to your already existing skills and interests, maybe even in the T-shaped format. This would be a helpful tool for your job search and networking. The world may push you into specializing, but I'm here today to suggest to everybody who feels like me and answered my initial question of not being a real expert at anything with a yes, that you now start nurturing your all-rounder mentality in the pursuit of your future goals and aspirations. Thank you very much.